Space Coconut.
Okay, today we're going to talk about everyone's favorite argument and try to explain some mega brain logic to those who desperately need help understanding why it's an invalid argument when talking about the technical fixes that need to be done in the game. According to my notes, this is the section where you sub, hit the bell, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like the video, share the video, offer me your undying loyalty, and join the Discord. Links to everything are in the description. The coding team and the design team are completely different teams. You've probably heard this tone-deaf argument thrown around whenever someone talks about how bugs and issues are left unresolved in the game, while cosmetics are continually shoveled out the door. Unfortunately for those making that argument, it's only valid because they don't know how to think critically beyond an elementary school level. For simplicity's sake, we'll divide the behavior dev team into 4 groups: the art team, the coding team, the QA team, and the balance team. Now, we don't really know the inner workings of the company, but we do know that many people function on multiple teams. For now, we'll ignore that and talk about the teams under this scenario rather than the individual people in multiple teams. Let's pretend that a new DLC is coming out, and all 4 teams are currently working on it. The art team is focusing on creating new perk icons and skins and whatnot. The balance team is focusing on balance, the QA team is looking for flaws and bugs, and the coding team is focusing on implementing everything from the other 3 groups into the game, in addition to programming the functionality of the killer's power and all the new perks into the game. Do you see the problem? Whatever their process, their organization, and their communication system is within the company, they clearly don't have enough people in the correct teams with the correct qualifications to accomplish whatever goals they set for themselves in a way that will create a good game experience for players. I mean, we make jokes about how the balance team is seemingly made up of people who only recently picked up Dead by Daylight in the past week. But to be fair, it must be very difficult to find people who will completely ignore input from others and make bad excuses for their bad decisions in the face of overwhelming evidence because they somehow think their ideas are complete gold while it sinks to the bottom of the toilet. In case you missed it, I was saying their ideas are shit. Decisive Strike is fine. Nerf Pop, even though the reason they gave for nerfing Pop can literally apply to Decisive also. I am really excited to see what they do to Freddy in his upcoming nerf, and whatever changes they end up making to demo. It might be another fiasco, which are going to make amazing videos. The art team is amazing, and they clearly receive the majority of support from the company. Since they're the ones carrying the team's success through cosmetics, it would make sense that the greed monsters running the company would provide the art team with more support than any other team in the company. The QA team, we don't actually know if a dedicated QA team exists, but we'll pretend there is one, and we'll also pretend that they actually play the game they're supposed to be testing at a higher level than the balance team. Maybe they're rank 14s. The coding team is where the trouble seems to be. I think everyone understands that programming is difficult and time-consuming, and simply adding more people to program the game might not work as well as we'd think, because from what we've seen from the patch notes and game implementation, the different teams have a very difficult time talking to each other so that everyone is on the same page. A similar problem plagued Cyberpunk 2077, which led to someone tweeting that the game would be finished on time, and then a day later a tweet saying that, oops, never mind, here's a delay, because the different teams had no idea what the other teams were doing. This is where Dead by Daylight's primary problem lies. Yes, all of the teams are different and have different jobs, but they clearly do not work together well enough using their current systems of organization, while additional training and personnel support is seemingly given to the art team to feed the greed monster. The other teams are seemingly left to make do with what they have, and Chapter 18 is the most recent result of the issues that plague behavior due to the lack of support to the other teams. How else would you explain the spaghetti code that nerfs Legion's speed by implementing a new character? Now, and let's not forget that the mods on the forums were telling people that it was just our imagination, and it was simply an FOV change that gave the illusion of slower speeds and shorter lunges when playing as the Legion. Check out Ryuga's video on the topic since he's a Legion main and would probably know any changes better than the mods. When I say the devs should focus on fixing the game rather than making more cosmetics, the inference is that the resources that the company puts into the art team should be put into the other teams, and the communication between them instead. I mean, who on the dev team plays the game well in red ranks? Who among them can listen and actually implement feedback? Throw them on the balance team and have their say hold more weight than other members of the balance team who struggle to do well at mid-ranks. And just like that, one of the biggest problems with the balance team has been solved. As for the coding team, I have no idea what they can do to untangle the mess they've made. I only know that they need help working on it. But you know what? It's probably fine as it is. I really have no idea what I'd do with myself or the channel if Behaviour actually improved the game with the player base in mind. I'd probably just become another daily perk build channel, because we don't have enough of those. Maybe a DBD shill news channel suffering from a permanent sugar high. Maybe I could become a survivor main and make montages of how amazing I am at the game while my Swift carries me against baby killers. Thankfully, Behaviour will never fix the game, so none of that will ever happen. Like the video if you like the video, and dislike the video if you love a game in your bugs. Until next time, I'll see you in the fog.